in order to get from the parking lot to the river, it is 1,000 steps. And a colleague's daughter said, I'm going. And I said, I'm not going to let you go alone. It's not safe. And she said, I'm going to do it 6 times. I did it 3 times, and now I'm walking funny.
Oh.
So, Helen,
Yeah.
what do? I have my mat ready. I have a pillow. You guide me, and I'll demonstrate.
So first of all, with an acute injury like that, I would start with a lot of restorative yoga poses, and that would be, not to really, not to strain it more, obviously, with the help of a posture called Viparita Karani, or legs up posture. So legs up the wall, technically that's the English translation of Viparita Karani. So legs up the wall, or you can do this without a wall. And I'll have Tina demonstrate it without a wall. So Tina, while you're on your mat, you can have your pillow underneath your legs and laying on your back.
Okay.
Yeah. So this in itself, just laying on your back with the pillow under your legs, is a great restorative posture in itself. It's very restorative to keep the calves nice, and it would be your gastrocnemius in the middle of your calf that was spasmed after the walk. So I'd say find about 5 minutes in legs up posture. The way that you find legs up posture is you can start to bring that pillow closer to you so that you can tuck it under your bum. So you're going to bring it towards you, and then you can have a seat on it and then lower down onto your back again, like you did, but this time your hips are on it. Yeah. Now from here, start to bend your knees, and then bring one foot up to the ceiling and other foot up to the ceiling. Flex your toes towards your face and bring the big toes together and the heels apart. So this is a very simple pose, legs up. If you have a wall, you can also bring your legs up the wall like so. And your arms can relax beside you. I'd say about 10 breaths for this legs up posture is a great one. If you can stay for about 2 minutes in this type of pose, then what it does is it reduces any congestion from the acute muscle injury that happened. So what it does is it reverses the flow of blood away from the area to relieve any congestion there and promote healing. So it goes reverse from feet down to your torso. And to come out of the pose, you bend one leg and the other, bringing the feet to the ground again. And then just roll to one side into fetal pose, supporting your head with your lower arm. Take a couple breaths. And with your next inhale, press your top hand into the ground and slowly come up to a seat and join us again. You can place that pillow to the side. And I think that's it. So thank you, Tina, for that.
It felt like a day at the spa.
Yeah, so that's what it's supposed to feel like. It's a restorative pose. So yeah, that's why it's called restorative yoga.
Yeah.
And I would say 5 minutes of that for 3 days in a row would be my, I guess you could say, prescription.
Got it.
As far as once you have to strengthen it again, I can teach you some stretches. Yeah, another maybe next month when we are going to do the I think we have another show just before the summer solstice.
Okay. Helen, do you do a lot of clients ask you about plantar fasciitis?
Not a lot, but I have had a couple students and also a yoga teacher colleague who also has plantar fasciitis. And there's a great stretch for that as well.
Okay.
It's the toe squat.
Okay.
And with the toe squat, I can't demonstrate it, but I can describe it. Yeah. I'm wondering if it would be okay to do this stretch. Let me know if it hurts in any way.
Okay.
So the same way you would use your pillow as well to kneel on, as if you're, kneeling on a church pew, So I promise I won't ask you for a confession. So,
Understood. Okay.
All right. So yes, kneeling on the pillow. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so kneeling on that. Yeah. So your toes are going to be tucked under. So you can help your toes tuck under with your hands, or you can just tuck them under. Every toe is tucked under, including your baby toe. Yeah.
Okay.
Now from here, you're going to first start with your fingertips on the ground, so it's less intense. Yeah. Okay. So you can shift forward. Yeah. So it's not as intense. And then you're going to shift back onto your heels, and then come up and hands on your thighs. Here we go.
Okay.
Yeah. So notice how that feels on your feet. You can shift back and sit back on your heels completely with your toes tucked under. You'll feel a nice stretch in your toes. Yeah. Some people might say it's nice. Some people might say it's torture. So just let me know if it's too much.
Yeah.
It takes some time to sometimes feel it, depending on how your feet feel. There should never be any sharp pain or anything like that.
Yeah, it's the best stretch I've had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's great for plantar fasciitis. I would recommend 10 breaths in that, or if you can hold it for 2 minutes.
Okay.
And that becomes more fascia related. When held for longer times, it becomes a yin pose, called toe squat. So, and just remove the pillow, and that's it. That's pretty much it. That's it. Yeah.
I'm flashing Brenda. Sorry, Brenda.
No, it's okay.
Helen's seen it all.
I am recording this.
Pretty old.
I'll try to, maybe, should I blur it out for the recording?
Yeah.
Cheers to
Brenda,
that.
you're probably in better shape than I am. And I understand you play golf. Any golf injuries, Brenda?
I can't say I have any golf injuries. I don't think. But I will say that, you have to twist your body. Like, I'll try to stand back from here and show you what I mean. Okay, so I've got the club.
Yeah. Do you mind if I spotlight you too, Brenda? I'll be posting this on YouTube. If you don't want to be recorded, I understand. You're okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So you bring the golf club up, but you don't really, you don't move your body back like this or anything. You just move your shoulders, and then you come down and swing. So sometimes I notice, like right here in my back, there's a little bit of residual reminders.
Yeah. I'll just remove the spotlight now. So it's just your voice, but I just wanted to make sure people could see what you're doing there. So yeah, the lower back, you said, is a little residual soreness after. Yeah. What I recommend for my golfer yoga students is a Sphinx pose, which is on the belly. And actually, Christina, you could probably demonstrate. I'll have you face your chest to one side so that you're not facing so you don't have to show your chest.
I'll rotate.
Yeah, rotate so we can see the other side.
There we go.
All right. Now you can also use the pillow too for this, but you can come to your belly and have the pillow under your belly. Yeah, and your elbows on the ground just in front of the pillow. Yeah, there you go. So this is called Sphinx. Now I'll have Tina tuck her toes under and shift your legs back a little. Now lower your knees down and untuck your toes. And then press your elbows into the ground to lift your heart forward. The back of the neck is still long, and breathe into your belly. Now this should feel really good on the lower back. If it doesn't feel good, it might mean that you're a little too high up on the elbows, and you might need to bring the elbows more forward if it's too much on the back. Yeah, like that. If you want, you can even bend your elbows there, Tina, and place your hands on your face to just prop up the head, and just let the head rest into your hands. How does that feel?
Good.
Yeah, so that's a really good rehab for the lower back, and that's what I would recommend. So about 10 breaths if you want to hold it for a short time, or again, you can do this for up to 4 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, you can do this for up to 4 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is a yin pose. It's a great one to release any lower back tension.
I'm just writing down. Yeah.
Thanks, Tina.
You're welcome.
And so when you say tuck your toes under, you're like this.
Yeah, so your toes are flexing towards your knees. So you would tuck your toes under. Yeah, like that.
Okay, I can't see it.
Oh, you can't quite see your feet. You have to shift forward just a little bit there, Tina, so she can see it. There we go.
Okay.
Under.
Okay.
And then she'll shift her heels back a little bit, and then untuck her toes and let her knees and tops of her feet land on the ground. There we go.
Okay. Okay.
So when she presses her elbows into the ground, she then lifts her chest, and this gives some traction to the back and gives some traction to your abdomen as well. So you'll feel stretch in your lower abdomen. So it's kind of an opposites, where there's a stretch in the front and then there's a compression in the back.
Okay.
And that really contributes to a nice healthy stretch for the hip crests, which can sometimes be quite tight from sometimes when we sit for long periods of time. We can shorten the muscles in the front of your hips, which can be helpful to have stretch because of the twisting nature of the golf swing.
And then I have like a mental health question.
Okay.
Okay. So last time I was saying, how do you deal with not just your mind wandering from the pose? Because I understand that, the monkey brain's like, okay, I have to take the clothes out of the washer before I go to work. I don't mean that. I mean like, the pandemic, like our numbers were 9,000 and now they're 1,300. And then they're saying, you don't have to wear a mask anymore. When that's not reality. The reality is we're having breakthrough infections where people who are vaccinated are breaking through with COVID infections. And obviously I work in healthcare. And last time I said, I just can't get out of my head. And Helen suggested music, which was a great suggestion. And I highly recommend Helen's playlist. And now my question is, how do you find strength when you feel very vulnerable?
If you don't have someone to reach out to that you trust, then if you're on your own, I would say that going to a place where you find peace, whether it be, I know for me, it's the ocean here in Halifax. We're here right by Point Pleasant Park. I like to just drive my car there and just sit in my car, socially distance from everyone, protected, and if it's a nice day, I'll go and I will sit on a park bench and I will journal all the thoughts that are in my mind, like whatever comes up, I'll write and write and write. And at the same time, while you're writing and you're in that area that you feel most refreshed, which I find the ocean or near water or near even the lake, where you are in Michigan, there's
At least he had pants on.
yeah, at least he had pants on.
It's,
Yeah.
it's a pandemic.
Yeah, so Renee, I promise I'll cut that out of the recording. Yeah, so yes, at the ocean is one of my favorite spots, or any place like the park that you mentioned, that you went for that walk, that hike. Great to connect to nature. If you're by yourself, again, golfing, that's a great way to connect to nature as well, that Brenda has. Great way to then by yourself, if you connect to nature in that way, then you will have a chance to connect with your own thoughts. And it's okay to then just write anything and everything that comes up. And then you can just rip all the words and throw it in the garbage afterwards if you want, or you can keep it aside if you want. It's really up to you, but it's a great way, a catharsis, to just let things go if you don't have anyone to speak to that you trust.
Understood. Is there certain poses you like that you find brings out your inner strength?
Oh gosh, my inner strength. I really like shoulder stand.
Wow. Okay.
I find it is the queen of the yoga poses. It's actually the queen of the yoga poses. So I find that gives me inner strength. It is an inversion, and it's very much like the pose I showed you earlier, legs up posture. So the one that you found, the legs up posture with the pillow underneath, that actually is a modified supported shoulder stand. So I would say that pose that you did earlier, I feel gives me strength, but at the same time relaxes me, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
What it does on a physiological level is that it stimulates the thyroid, which is also helps regulate your body temperature, and also if there's an imbalance of the thyroid, sometimes anxiety and other feelings of overwhelm can be very apparent. And so it's a great one to stimulate the thyroid, bring it to balance. And also it brings blood into the brain, which normally we don't usually have on a daily basis because we're seated or we're standing or we're like out and about on our feet. So if we can go upside down, not only does that physiologically, bring the blood towards the brain and to the thyroid, but it also relieves any congestion in the legs from the ankles to your hips.
Okay.
On a mental level, the shoulder stand also really calms the nervous system. Inversions also boost the immune system as well. So that can also help with, all the stimulation, the overstimulation we have from, from the news and from other things to do with the pandemic. Yes. It's interesting enough. I've been taking a little news diet where I was, talking to Andrew, and I was saying how I've been just overwhelmed with, everything too, with the news, and anxiety just goes right up. And I have eczema, so my eczema flares up and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, every time I watch the news, I'm like scratching my skin, or I'm like, rubbing my head or something to try to ease myself out of that anxiety. So it's just a matter of just cutting out the amount of news that I take in. It's not about cutting it completely out, because we do need to stay informed, but not to watch it like on a very incessant way. Like I tend to really take in a big diet of evening news throughout the evening, and I have got off that, and it's really helped a lot. So
got it. Thank you, Helen.
I used to go into a book called The Artist's Way, and the person who wrote that book suggested first thing in the morning, take your book, write everything that comes into your head, everything, no matter how dumb it seems, and can just fly from one stupid thing to a sensible thing, back to something ridiculous, etc. And do that for about 20 minutes. And then I couldn't believe how much it uncluttered my mind.
Wow.
Yeah. And I find now I sometimes I've done some meditation and things. I tend to live in the day that I'm in and not go too far forward with things. So that's very helpful for me.
Brenda, just listening to your voice makes me feel like I went to a spa and had a dose of trazodone. You have the best voice.
Well, thank you. I have received.
I want you to do books on tape. I want you to do a podcast. I want you to read me a lullaby, sing me a lullaby. I want you to do the app called Calm. Just listening to you, I'm like, whew.
Yeah.
Well, I've never had all that go on.
Brenda, what came out of morning pages? Because I've heard a few people talk about the artist's way and doing the morning pages. Did anything come out of it for you? Like
just the decluttering of my mind.
Okay.
Just worrying about this and worrying about that, and concerned here and there, and things I can't control, and all sorts of stuff. And it just kind of takes it all away.
Okay.
And then I can go get into my day. But I haven't done that for a long time because I haven't had that problem for a long time. I'm a retired person now, so I don't have as many things to worry about.
I'm jealous.
I paid my dues.
Mm-hmm. You did your time.
Yes.
Yes, I did my time. Yeah. I'll be 75 in October, so.
Wow. Fabulous.
Yes.
Fabulous. Excellent.
Thank you.
Yeah. Great.
Oh.
Thank you, Helen. I promise that next time I won't be so beat up. I just feel I turned 41 and I have to pay the toll. I have to pay the little like troll under the bridge to cross the bridge to get through the day. Like if I don't do yoga, if I don't do downward dog, the plantar fasciitis acts up. And I feel like every ounce of fitness I have after this age is what I've earned. Whereas before it was just genetics. It was just thanks, mom, thanks, dad, great hair, great teeth, thanks for the diabetes. But now I feel like if you want to look as good as Brenda, get to work now. You want to play golf, get to work.
Yeah.
What did you say, Brenda?
I said, I don't think I look that good, but thank you for saying that.
I want to play golf with you. That sounds like so much fun.
Golf is good. Golf is really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you,
I just love Brenda's spunk too. Like every once in a while, you'll color your hair a little bit of pink on your white hair.
Yeah. I think the wind blew it out today. I do have a little blue in there.
It's just so much fun. Like I get inspired by your playfulness, and so.
Well, I've never been into jewelry very much, but when I saw an old lady, I saw a woman who was in her 80s, and she had this little pink wave here, and I said, "Oh, I love your hair." She said, "I get this, it's powder. I get it at Sally's." Well, I was up to Sally's. I picked up purple, blue, and pink. Sometimes I wear them together, and sometimes I just do one.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
awesome.
I love it. Like you'll attend my laughter yoga classes, and I really find it so much fun when there's a little bit of like light, some color. That's great.
Yeah.
So before we wrap up, I wanted to let Brenda know that the yoga giveaway is still going on, and I'll also be taking in more ballots in June when we get together again on June 18th. We will also draw for prizes too. So I've written down your name and I put it into the box. And
Wow.
so it's going in with the rest of the names. And so you've got one. You have a chance to win a number of prizes. The first one is Wasabi House, which has 2 locations, one in Sackville and one in Halifax. $20 gift certificate to Japanese cuisine. Or there are 3 chances to win East Coast Bakery, $20 gift certificate. There are 3 of them that I'll be drawing for on June the 18th. And my friend Jerry, he's so lovely to donate those 3 for this purpose of the giveaway.
Wow.
I also have a friend named Antoinette, who is an esthetician who right now with the lockdown, her salon is no longer open at this moment. But when I see her, hopefully in July, she doesn't take any new clients, but she did create this little spa package for self-care. And what is in this lovely package, what's inside of it is a travel maintenance manicure kit, a loofah, 5-minute bath bombs, headband, 2 mini Opie polishes, mini nail treatment, bobby pin matchbook, lip balm with SPF, and that's from Antoinette's Aesthetics. So yeah, so that's another prize that will be drawn. Right now, there really aren't a whole lot of names in the draw, so you probably have a chance to win something.
All right.
To let you know, I think there are maybe how many since we started? There was Miriam last month. There was 2 the first month. So so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that it? I think 4.
Wow.
So how
Yeah. Odds are high, Brenda.
so you will win something as long as as long as there's nobody else who comes to the audience giveaway. Everyone's guaranteed a prize, so it's just a matter of which prize we're going to pick for you.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's that.
Is that the 18th at 7 p.m. then?
That is right. Yeah, June the 18th at 7 p.m. will be the last talk show before the summer break. You know, keeping in touch as friends, as well as working on this project together, the self-empowerment talk show, and I want to see it grow a little bit. So I'll continue doing it if Tina will continue doing
Absolutely.
it after the summer, September through maybe even December, depending on how our schedules are. But yeah, like we might do a Christmas special or something and do like a giveaway, depending on how many people again are able to join us, and also how many local sponsors. Like I'm connecting with a lot of local businesses and trying to support local and doing our best to connect and keep all of us afloat. So so yeah, I really enjoy connecting with Jerry from East Coast Bakery and Antoinette from her Antoinette's Aesthetics, and the Wasabi House, which is also a local chef, Richard, who used to be part of the Hamachi House. So keep doing our part and enjoy staying safe, and get your vaccine, everyone. And
I got my first one.
You did get your first one. Awesome. Yay. I think we all of us here got at least one vaccine. I know I have a vaccine. Tina is fully vaccinated.
Oh, great.
And yeah, really excited. So yes, keep spreading the word of staying safe and taking care. And yeah, so I welcome everyone to join me on June 18th, and that will be our final self-empowerment talk show. Thank you, Christina, for co-hosting with me. all these
Thank you,
months
everybody.
this project, and thank you, Brenda, for being our video audience.
Bye.
Thank you very much.